Hey, Nick Tyree here with the next installment in the Complete Coach series. Today's topic is on always delivering value. This week's video really spawned off of last week's topic, which was on constant contact. You can view that in the playlist here, but really there were two really big points that came out of that, which is you should always be in contact with your leads and your clients, but the communication you have with them should always be cultivating value. This is a really critical topic because a lot of struggling fitness businesses are not creating and building that value with leads and clients through their sales pipeline. You often find a lot of struggling fitness businesses have limited to no structure with their leads and following up with leads. Oftentimes the limited structure and follow-up with leads often bleeds into the active clients in terms of lack of follow-up or limited follow-up in terms of building value with clients. And for coaches that are taking action, and whether it's producing content or developing value with clients, a lot of times their actions are not perceived as valuable by clients. The coaches think that what they're doing is creating value, but really it's not resonating with the client. It's not valuable to them. And then of course a lot of coaches are just unwilling to go above and beyond. So the big thing I wanted to touch on today is getting in the habit of always delivering value. Delivering value can come in different forms. So one form is the in-person interactions that you have with leads and clients. So are you empathetic? What's the type of communication you have with a client, right? If your communication is going to be different, how you speak with a client, with, let's say, an older client in comparison to a younger client, right? What is the workout experience like, right? When they walk into the fitness space, what's the type of environment they create? How do you communicate with them when they come into that environment, right? Are you a ton of energy, or are you a little bit more laid back, right? And does that align with the type of workout that they're wanting to experience, right? And then your overall, kind of tied to that, is your overall presentation, right? Are you dressed professionally, right? Are you dressed for the environment, right? Or are you coming in looking like you just rolled out of bed and unorganized? Another form of creating value is through content creation. So most are pretty familiar with this, whether it's blog content, video content, infographics. There are a million different forms of it, but the main premise being is the content that you're providing clients. Is it relevant to them, and is it relevant to their goals, and does it align with the direction that they're going? And then of course outside communication. So the content creation kind of bleeds into this realm too. But do you follow up with clients? Do you follow up with leads consistently? Do you send summaries of their progress, right? Are there social groups that they can be a part of, right? So, popular ones, Facebook groups, right? Where they can interact with other clients. So how are you engaging with them outside of the in-person session? No matter what it is, the most important factor is what you're doing, the action or what you're providing of value to the client. Oftentimes the biggest discrepancy that pops up is a lot of coaches feel that due to their education and their background or the type of experience that they provide, they feel they create a ton of value, but oftentimes it doesn't connect with the client, and the client doesn't see the value, or it's not of value to them. So of course, if you're doing these practices well, you're going to develop a high level of value with your clients, right? So what's that essentially equal? That equals more paying clients, right? That's a boost in income. That's definitely going to help your business, right? With the increased number of clients and essentially demand for your business, right? You will then be able to increase your rates, for example, because of that level of demand. So when it gets down to it, your goal is really creating an experience that the client finds invaluable, that they feel they're getting you at a steal. Once you're at that stage, not only do you have a client that's dedicated to you and is really locked into you, but they're going to be a raving referral system for you. So I wanted to cover a couple of actionable tips that any coach of any personality or discipline can immediately apply to their business. My first tip is evaluate or audit your in-person experience. Look at your communication. How are you talking with your clients, right? How you speak to an older client is going to be completely different than how you speak with a high school athlete, for example, right? In addition, what's the type of workout environment and experience you're creating, right? For the type of client you want to work with too. So, if clients are coming in and that doesn't align with them, they're not going to stick around with you. So create an environment that fits around them and kind of what they desire, and what they feel comfortable in. And a big one is, do you listen to your clients and do you act on their demands? A lot of coaches say that the client is the number one focus, but oftentimes they don't truly listen to the client's demands, wants, and needs. So first thing, do you listen? Do you know what your clients are looking for, and do you address it? And once you've kind of taken a look at your practices in terms of the in-person experiences, then focus in on one or two aspects that you can work on over the coming weeks. And you'll notice that should make a difference not only in your current in-person interactions, but also to new clients that are coming in. It can be tough to self-evaluate. So if you're having a tough time with this, the best place to go is your current clients. Ask them for their feedback, the good, the bad, the ugly. Always focus around them, invest in them. They're going to be the greatest tool for helping you improve your business. In addition, if you don't have a ton of clients, ask your friends and family. That's a good place to start too, in terms of what do they feel are your strengths and your weaknesses, right? Maybe it's not related to your actual in-person interactions in terms of the workout with a client, but they can give you some insight in terms of potential strengths and weaknesses to be aware of within your in-person experience. Tip number 2 is to educate your clients. So providing written content, videos, infographics, tips and lists, essentially producing content that educates your client on the particular topic that they're interested in, right? They're losing weight, or if they're preparing for their first marathon, or if they're preparing to have a baby, or in the process of if they're pregnant and in the process of having a baby, right? Educate them on what they're focused on. This dedication to educating your clients will help build you up more as the expert in the relationship. If you don't have that content, if writing and video or whatever it may be is not your niche, or you're still working on it, right? Best way to do that is practice it. But if you're not in the position to be doing that immediately, outsourcing it, right? There are plenty of great writers out there and content producers out there. So even initially, you can start outsourcing for some of these articles and content. The next thing is be consistent, right? You expect consistency out of your clients in terms of their programs, right? In terms of if they want to get to a particular goal, the one thing is they got to be consistent, right? So be the same thing for them, right? So whether that's dedicating to providing them content weekly or bi-weekly or maybe monthly, I highly recommend for coaches that aren't doing it at all right now to start with a monthly flyer. And once you get in a rhythm of that, increasing to maybe every 2 weeks. And then, from there building up to once weekly, right? Maybe you write an article, or you shoot a video, once per month, right? So that's how you kind of dip your toe into creating content, right? Over time, you'll learn how to refine your practices there, but also too, your clients get in a rhythm of expecting that content from you, right? They expect to hear from you and to learn from you. And once again, if that content is catered around them, right, and helping them towards their end goal, they're going to see that value in that, right? And that'll help, once again, strengthen those relationships, build you up as an expert, and help you improve your business. You want to make sure to apply this to both your leads as well as your active clients. The content that you provide on both ends may actually be a little bit different. So you may not know all the details to your leads. There may be particular things they're looking for might be more attractive to them, right? Maybe it's particular workouts, whereas with active clients, right, you understand their mindset a little bit more. You have much more information to work off of, so you can kind of cater that content a little bit more to them. So start to build a structure and a flow for that. And the final tip is a mindset for coaches, and it's focus on be the expert. Invest in your long-term success, right? There's no such thing as a get-rich-quick, growth hack for your business. It takes time, it takes effort to build your business to the point where it's sustainable. And the most successful and sustainable businesses out there put 100% focus into their clients and investing into their clients. So make your sole focus on your client and how you can improve your experience and dedicate yourself to your clients. So I highly recommend not focusing on the short-term sale, but focusing on the long-term relationship with every person you work with. Not everyone's going to be ready to invest in personal training or working with a yoga instructor or whatever your discipline may be. You should aim to be the expert within your field, right? They came to you for a reason initially, and even if they don't work with you, be that reliable person they can always come back to, right? So that's where the producing content and the constant follow-up really helps on that end, because now you keep that door open. They're used to receiving that information from you, and now you're the person that they go to with any of the questions they may have, or if they are ready to start working with a coach, you're going to be the first person they go to. And tip number 4, final tip here, is monitor your clients' behaviors. So if you make changes that you feel that are improving your value, right, with a client, if they're not purchasing more sessions, if you're losing clients, if leads are not converting, if you're not bringing in new leads, right, that's a clear sign that what you're doing is not resonating with clients out there. So continue to work on how can you improve a lot of those systems, right? How can you continue to build value with your current clients? How can you become even more invaluable, right? And then with leads, how can you better help them get to where they need to be? Thanks for watching today's video. I really appreciate you taking time to watch it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those down in the comments section below. Also want to hear too, if there's a particular topic you want to hear about or have questions about, throw that in the comments as well. And then keep an eye out for this next week for the next installment in the Complete Coach series.